Oh, is this thing on yet? Oh, hi guys! I'm Eleanor Evening Chris. I'm a 23-year-old live-in student at Fawnlake Equestrian Center owned by Amelia Dreambell. I honestly wanted to start documenting my process with my horses, training, small improvements, someday hopefully working towards show vlogs and competition days for y'all. But for now, why not start with a day in my life type of video? I'll just be feeding my horses today, showing you what training I've been doing, and just getting to know me and my horses. So let's go get started with today. I always start my mornings by feeding the horses before anything else. Salem comes first, mostly because he gets very aware of the time when breakfast is even slightly delayed. And Echo honestly doesn't really care as long as she has still hay from the day before in her stall. This is Salem. His registered name is Hex Me Like You Do. He's a bit over 16 hands Hanoverian stallion and very aware of his presence. And this is Echo. Her registered name is Echoes of the Wind. She's a Mustang mare the vets assume is about 8 years old. Today, due to me training Salem first, I'll be taking her out to the paddock to the other horses so she can socialize a bit and do her, honestly, favorite thing of the entire day, and going into the field with her very best horse friend, Gazelle. They absolutely adore each other since day one and almost inseparable when they're out together. And honestly, I just like watching the two of them. Now that Echo is living her absolute dream, let's get back and tack up Salem for a training session today. So a bit more about Salem. I got him last year at Starshine Ranch when they held an auction in summer. I wasn't planning on buying a horse that day, but when I first saw him, I knew exactly that he was my horse and I needed him. So, since then, we've been together, showing, riding, doing pretty much anything you could dream of as a horse girl with him. We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day. On today's training plan, we're keeping things pretty simple. We're doing some groundwork with some poles, mostly focusing on rhythm, straightness, and transitions. I always feel like keeping the basics up to date is what really sets a horse up for success later on. Whether it's jumping or dressage, everything builds from the same foundation. Ground poles don't look impressive, I know, but they tell you a lot about balance, about focus, about where the horse is mentally that day. Salem had been bred and started at a high-end performance center that produced top-level show jumpers. Expectations there are understandably high, and especially for young horses. During his first training sessions with me under saddle, he was very difficult. But honestly, I figured out that it wasn't really resistance. It's kind of more like he's very intelligent, but he doesn't really have the structure yet. We've been working on that quite a bit, and I personally find that groundwork and like going back to the basics really helps in getting him collected and concentrated and focused on our sessions together. He has power and he has scope. He just doesn't really fully understand where to put it sometimes. He does thrive when the questions are clear, and when he understands the question, he gives you everything and so much more. He's such a willing horse, and even though he's been bred to be a show jumper, I've been developing him in dressage and hunters, not because he has to prove anything, but because it helps his body and his brain. And honestly, I couldn't ask for a better horse. After training, I like to take him out that he gets his turn out while I'm gonna be out riding Echo. just so he gets to socialize with other horses as well. Although he does need to be in his own paddock due to him being a stallion and us not wanting any unwanted horse pregnancies or issues. Now you get to enjoy Spicy Salem even though we just trained. I usually can tack up Echo outside just because she's so relaxed and laid back, so I don't have to go back in with her. Echo came into my life very differently compared to Salem. She was part of the Mustang makeover here at Fawnlake Equestrian Center last August, I believe it was. She had lived wild before, but honestly, on how tame she is and relaxed, you wouldn't even notice. I did have a chat with the vets about her hooves, and we came to the conclusion that it would be best for her to stay barefoot just because her hooves are super healthy, and as long as I don't show her or she has any unnecessary pressure on her hooves, we're pretty good. So I feel comfortable with having these little trail rides with Echo just because she doesn't react unless there's a reason. She conserves her energy. I honestly had hoped that when I adopted her, we would be clicking instantly, just like me and Salem. She's honest and she tries, but I naturally gravitate towards horses that feel like barely containing lightning. And she's more like a steady wind, except when it comes to water. She loves water. I think part of our journey is me learning to appreciate the quietness, the calmness, and the strength that can be in these types of horses.
We used to dance the night away, hang out the whole next day, laughing, having fun. Summer love, you have no idea what you did to me.
It's time for us to slowly wrap up this video, and honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did filming and just being part of my day-to-day life at Fawnlake Equestrian Center. I hope I'll be able to show y'all more down the line, talk a bit more, show you a bit more, and just all the fun, cool things I do with my horses. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!